Remember stem and leaf?
Yeah.
You know that little T? Probably like 8th grade. A pie chart with the percentages. You even looked at angles in your pie charts in geometry. A Pareto chart, this will be good, this will be new to you. Third data set, and scatter plots. I'm not going to do anything with your scatter plots. We're also going to be using time series. You're going to see it time series 1. And we're going to be using a dot plot. The scatter plots I don't really hit because you do enough of that in Algebra 2. And all they do in this section is just put it on a graph. We don't do any line of best fit. We don't do anything else with it. So you guys have seen enough scatter plots. So I'm not really concentrating on the scatter plots. There's enough here to concentrate on. Now, your stem and leaf. Your stem and leaf is unique. It makes a graph. And this is the stem. And this is the leaf. It's like a tree. Your tree has many branches, many stems, and at the end of every stem, there's little leaves. Your leaf is only one digit, always. This is important. Your leaf is one digit. Your stem is the rest of those digits. Your leaf is the ones place. So if you have numbers that have 3 spaces, 3 digits in them, this is the leaf. God bless you.
Thank you.
This piece right here is the stem. If you have numbers like 79, 85, 92, this, again, is the leaf. This is the stem. Okay? The leaves always have the ones digit, the last position. The stem will contain the other part of it. When you make a stem and leaf, you always start with your smallest number, your lowest number, your minimum. You're going to put that here. And then you're going to look at your maximum. You're going to put your maximum here, whatever that stem has to be. In here, they have to be in numerical order. You cannot skip any numbers in there. It doesn't matter if you didn't have any 50s or any 60s, you still have to put it there. You have to show that they didn't exist. Okay, so this is important when you set this up. So we have here a little problem to work on, and it says, this is your data set for your list. List the number of text messages sent last week by cell phone users on one floor of a college dorm. They asked everybody how many text messages did they send out. I don't know why these are underlined. God bless you. So just ignore the underlined, something about when I put them there. I don't know how they got underlined. They're nothing special. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a stem and leaf for this. And we're going to remember that this part is the leaf, and this part here is our stem. Now the one thing about the leaf and the stems have to be in numerical order, and the leaves have to be in numerical order. Lowest to highest, all the time. This is lowest to highest for your stem, and this is lowest to highest, this way, for your leaf. So we're going to find the minimum entry. Finding your minimum entry for this. What is it? 78. What is your maximum entry?
159.
159. Good. So right here. This is your max. This is your min. Keep track of these. Now, this is your stem part. Your leaf, and this is your stem part. Stem is the one we want to work on. We got to start with that lowest stem. We have to start with a 7. Then we have to work our way all the way to 15. And I still think I'm going to make it here. Let me see. I'm not going to make it. I got to move this just a little bit further up. Sorry. I cut off the last number?
Yeah, like you said 7 to 15, so it was 78.
I didn't have enough room to do it. I had to move my board up. It's still the same. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Well, why is it so?
So why is it what? 7 through 15, because your highest number is 159. God bless you. And your lowest number is 78.
So you just break off the last part of the number and use the first half?
You use the first part for your stem. That last digit is always the leaf.
Okay.
So you're going to look at your stems. So that's what I said. Here's your min. I had to move my screen up because I didn't have enough room to make it. Here's your piece right here. This is the stem we care about right now. It has to go from 7 to 15. It cannot skip any numbers. These are, again, it needs a title. Number of cell phone messages, number of text messages. Now, within each row here, we take all the leaves for that number and we put them in order. So for instance, take a look at all your 70s. We only have 170, right? So we take the leaf, 8. All your leaves have to line up. They have to be in a line. Because if you don't put them in a line, you're not going to be able to tell who has the most, who has the least. The difference from this to your histogram makes your bars by whatever classes you make. Your stem and leaf shows you every data entry. I'll be able to see every data entry. I'll be able to see which category has the most. Well, is it in the hundreds? Is it in the 90s? Is it in the 80s? I'll be able to see which one has the most, but I'll be able to see each individual entry. Where in your histogram, were you able to see your individual entries? Nope, you grouped them into a frequency. So let's go to your 80s. Do we have any 80s here? No. Do we have any 90s? No. Let's go to your hundreds. And we're going to box out all the ones that say 1, 0. I'll box it out here. Don't write in your books. Oops, not that one. I need the ones that say 1, 0. Is that it? Now, out of those leaves, write them like this. We have a 5, we have a 9, we have an 8, we have a 9, and a 9. I'm just taking the leaves off of them. These have to be in order, lowest to highest. And they have to line up with the ones before it. So 5, 8, 9, 9, 9.
Are you writing it?
Oops, I put it in the wrong one. Thank you. Am I writing what?
You use all the numbers for that one line, like in a straight line?
Yes. Anything that has a stem of 1, 0. We have to take their leaves and put them in order, lowest to highest. Leave these guys blank. Thank you for catching me. Leave these guys blank. When we look at this, we'll say 78 was our lowest. We had none in the 80s. We had none in the 90s. The next one we had was in the hundreds. 105, 108. See how you could read it? 105, 108, 109. Right? Normally you make a key. Your key tells you how to read this. 10, 5 is 105. I could say 7, 8, 78. My key tells me how to read this.
So you just eliminate that line in the middle and just connect them?
That's it. That's it. Because all you did was separate your ones from the rest of it.
That makes sense.
It's not a bad thing. Now, I'm going to erase these, and we're going to look for anything that starts with a 1, 1. So we're going here. Here's a 1, 1. Here's a 1, 1. Here's a 1, 1. We have a lot of these. See them all? Did I miss any?
Yeah, there's another one no one.
We got them all? All right. Yeah. Easiest way, instead of trying to do it in your head, pull up all the stems and make sure you have them all. 6, 4, 2, all the leaves. 6, 4, 2, 2, 8, 8. God bless you. 9, 3, 7, 8, 9. See where I'm getting these from? These are all the leaves. Make sure you have them all. Now we're going to put these in order, lowest to highest. So we're going to start with your 2s. You got to line them up under these. 2, 2, 2. There's your 2s. 1, 3. Any 4s? Any 5s?
No.
6. 1, 6. 1, 7. How many 8s?
3.
3 9s. Okay? 3 9s. Good? Alright, make sure they're there. At the end, we're going to count all these up. You can almost take this and turn it sideways and see your histogram. But the nice part about this is you can see every entry that's in it. Okay, next one. This is the most important part, catching all your stems. Now I want anything that has 120 something. 129, 126, I think there's a lot of 120s. 122, 6,
1.3.
oh, thank you. Get them all? Anybody see any other 120s? Alright, write down all your leaves. Just take them off and write down your leaves and make sure you have them all accounted for. 9, 6, 2, 2, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 1, 4, 4, 9, 6. And count them up. Am I missing one? Which one am I missing?
There's a 6 in between the 2.
So, another 6? There should be 4, 6, 5 6s?
Yes.
5 6s. Good. So you count them up before you put them in order. Make sure you have your entries. Once you put them out here, if you notice, if I forgot that 6, I'm going to have to do that row over again because it's got to fit into place. So, what's your lowest leaf? 1. How many 1s do we have? 2. How many 2s do we have?
3.
See these line up from the ones before it? They have to line up. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to tell who has the most. How many 3s?
1.
How many 4s?
2.
Any 5s? 5 6s?
4, 6.
5 6s? I think that was the one I was missing. How many 9s? 2 9s. I'm running out of space right here. Okay. Now, you can see already who has the most. And when they're lined up, you get a good view of this. Okay, let's hit the 130s. The rest shouldn't be as bad as the 120s and the... We could tell what the most phone calls were made. So 130s. We have a 130. 30. Is that it? Okay, let's pull out all your leaves. 0, 9, 9, 3, 4, 2, 3. There's 7. You can wait. Okay, so 0, what's next? 2, 3, 3, 4, 9, 9. And do we have 7? Yep. Okay, pull out the 140s. You guys pull out the 140s and put your leaves in order. Aaron, pick up your head. Did you work hard instead? You have to work hard in class. No rest. Find your 140s, pull out your leaves, and put them in order for me. How many did you count, Tess?
I have like the numbers on it.
Ah, so you're counting. I thought you were counting them. Okay, good. When they're not too bad, you don't have to string them all out. It's when you have like 12.
I think I counted 6.
You think you counted 6? Did you all count 6?
7.
7? Okay. Give me the lowest.
2, 4, 5,
Oh, shit. 8.
Is that it? Good. Okay, the 150s. So I see 2 150s over there.
Yep, that's still down.
Just 2.
Yeah.
A 5 and a 9. Now, take your page and turn this sideways. Turn it, if I could take my board and rotate it. Turn it around like this. When you do that, then you have a histogram. These are your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, your 100s, your 110s, your 120s, your 130s. You have a histogram, but you can actually see all the ones, all the pieces of data in there now. If I was looking at this, and look at your 10s. Now I know most of them are pretty on the high end. They're almost closer to 110. Now I can see exactly which data entries that I have. And it kind of gives you a nice little look. You can still go through this and see which one has the most, where your biggest ones, where your biggest text messages are from, and where your smallest ones, your largest ones are. You can look for you can take an average of all of these if you wanted to. You could find the guy in the middle, count all the positions, divide it in half. You'd find your median. You could see which one is your mode. Can you tell me which is your mode of all that data? Just by looking at your leaves. The mode is the one that occurs the most. 126. How'd you get that? There's a lot of 6s. There's the most 6s. There were 5 6s. 1, 2, 6. So 126 occurred the most times. Isn't that far easier than looking at this, trying to figure out what occurred the most? When they're not in order, by far the easiest. So, you get a chance to see each individual piece of your data in your stem and leaf. And it needs a title, just like before. It needs to have everything in order. Okay, you guys are going to try it yourself. Number 1. And you're taking the age of your 50. Daniel, you can go. You're taking your age of your 50 people. I put them up here for you.
I'm doing it
In your notebooks. In your notebooks. Put this in your notebooks. I want to see a stem and leaf in your notebooks. Having them in order was a big help.
Oh,
Yeah. So what's your minimum? What's your minimum entry here? 26. And your maximum? 86.
There's only 46 numbers that you have.
There's only what?
46.
46?
Yeah.
Did I miss 46? I don't think there's any 46. 50?
Yeah, I got it. I'm dusty.
Yeah. Maybe you're missing
Too much
something.
crack.
Maybe you're missing something here. Okay, this is your min. This is your max. So what does that mean to us, this min and this max? Is that all of it? So how do I start my stem and leaf?
2 and 6.
2 to 6. My stems are 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I have to count for every 10 years. I may not have an entry in it, but I have to account for it. So Aaron, what were your stems for your 20s? 6. Okay? Again, you were out. Julia, what was your stems for your 30s? 157. Everybody good? I think I'm going to write these just a little bit closer because I know one of these is really large, right?
wait, you have to line them all up?
You have to line them up. Otherwise, how do you tell which one is the longest one? If you write it like this, which one looks longer? 495, right? Because you're using this is your graphic organizer. Your graph, you should be able to look right at it and tell your story right away. Without having to analyze, oh yeah, these were not lined up. So we want to make sure we line them up. 40s. Leslie, you have your 40s?
3, 3, 3, 4, 5, 7,
Oh, 3, 3, 3, 4,
5,
5, 7,
7, 8, 8,
3, 8, 9. Thank you. Anybody got the 5s? 50s? Jada? You have your 50s?
Yeah. 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, 9, 9, 9.
Let's squeeze one 9 in here.
There's one more 8.
There's one more 8?
Yeah, there's one more 7.
There's one more 7 too?
Yeah, there's 3 7. Sorry.
I should have condensed those a little bit more. So 4 7s altogether?
No,
3
3,
7.
3
There's
7s.
4 8.
4 8s. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to bring these off here. 999. Okay. Normally we shouldn't. We should allow for enough space. I should have started mine over. 6s. Who's got the 6s? All of you got the 6s? Dan, you want to turn yourself around and pretend you're in class? Yeah.
2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7.
7 7? Thank you. Who's got the 7s? Nick?
I do.
2? And the 8s?
6.
6. So we should be able to look at this, and if you turn your paper sideways, this is a great histogram with all the data in here. Each of your columns then, if you were looking at it, would be by 20s, by 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It kind of organized in a nice way. And you're able to see each data entry with this. Each one is unique with this. So I can tell all your entries. What we should do is count ahead of time to see where we're going to be with this and give yourself enough space. I realize we're doing this together, so it's kind of difficult. But if you were making this to present, obviously you'd make it a lot more presentable. You could use different colors for your stems and so forth. If you turn to page turn to page 62 for a second. Look at number 9. This is a stem and leaf class, and so is number 10. What's your minimal entry? Your minimum entry on number 9? 27. What's your maximum? 85. How about 10? 129. They did a double entry here. They did a double entry on this. What happened is, do you see, guys?
To like break up the graph.
Yeah, do you see how long that is?
Yeah.
So they broke it up. And if you notice, can we just like look at number 10 for a minute? If you notice, the stems are repeated.
It says in the key that it's
12.9. Okay, they use the decimal. Okay, they use the decimal. So that's why we need the key. Now watch. Look what happens. You've got 2 rows of 14. If we strung those out all together, it just made them a little bit longer. So we might want to make 2 rows of this. But what you got to be careful is that each row only goes from, now,
2 rows of 5, you said?
look at your stems. 2 12s, 2 13s, 2 14s on number 10. And your key says it's using a decimal as its last position, as its leaf. But if you notice, the first row is going to be the 0 through 5. The second row is going to be the 6 through 9. So you have to be careful on how you set your rows up. It's probably 0 through 4 and then 5 through 9. So do you see their 14s? And that's 15s, they have doubles in there, and they have doubles in the 16s. So that it's just another way so that you're not having one strand that's going to be huge. We would break this up and put your 4s here, stop there, and then have another row of 5. and put your 5s and continue there. But the only thing is you have to realize they're double rows. So sometimes you have a blank, such as the first one, 1, 2, blank, because the second one, the lowest entry is 12.9 or 129, however they set their key up. So just to be careful about the double rows. I don't really do a double row. I don't really care for them as much because I think if you're looking to see which one has the longest one, you kind of want to see it all at once. You know, you kind of want to see your spaces there.